Hello again, everyone. Welcome to the Rome Floyd Chamber Small Business Spotlight. This is Rome Business Radio. We broadcast from the Hardy Realty Studios, and we work in cooperation with the Rome News Tribune. I am Roger Manus with Rome Business Radio.
And I'm Thomas Kissel with the Rome Floyd Chamber. Good morning, Roger.
Hi, Thomas. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Things going well at the Chamber?
Staying busy.
Yeah.
Meetings every day, networking meetings. Looking forward for a big one tomorrow. We have all our new ambassadors. We have a new recruited team of almost 25 new ambassadors, and we have our introduction meeting tomorrow with all of them. So looking forward to that.
And one of them is in attendance here. We've got a couple of
Correct.
great guests today. If you wouldn't mind, would you please introduce our guests?
Sure. Across from me is Jeff Sinnock, and he is a fellow membership expert. But, I'm the director of membership with the Chamber. He's the director of membership of the YMCA in Rome. And then we have also Andy Welborn, and, lots of Romans know, of course, the Welborn family. But he is the owner of the Riverside Auto Group here in Rome and a couple of stores in Cartersville.
Correct.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Good morning. Morning. How you doing?
Thanks for being here. So, Jeff, I guess we'll start with you.
Yes, sir.
Just YMCA. I have great memories from day camp way back in the day. But yes, director of membership. Just tell us a little bit about your role there and the YMCA's mission here in town.
So I am the director of membership, and I mean, there's a lot of roles that I'm responsible for. Jack of all trades, master of none. But mainly, membership acquisition, retention, and member experience. That's what I try to focus on. And
just the YMCA overall. We know about it. It's
been in the community for years and years and years. People have grown up at the YMCA, learned how to swim there, gone to camp there, played sports there, work out there. We are a community organization. We've got all kinds of programs that kind of try to meet the needs of the community. So that kind of, we're not just a gym. We're, a community organization.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get at. Some people may just think, I can go work out there, but it's so much more than that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we'll circle back around. Andy with Riverside Auto Group. Tell us about selling cars.
Well, it's challenging right now, I'll tell you that much. But it's good. And we're lucky that we're blessed and highly favored. Been in Rome, Georgia 48 years. Wow. I'm a third generation dealer, and we've the people of Rome and Floyd County and Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama have been good to us. So and now we just moved into Bartow County about 4 years ago, I guess now, and that's just been a great addition to our group. So yeah, car business is good. We wish we had a few more. But it's all good right now.
Well, as we talk on the show from time to time, and we just mentioned before we started taping, I'm a big Elvis fan, and I've never owned a Cadillac. So maybe, can you put me in a Cadillac?
You would look good in a Cadillac. I don't know if you'd look as good as Elvis, and I don't have a pink one, but certainly we can handle that. That is a done deal.
Well, I want it cheap, but that's
Well, who does?
So you mentioned third generation. So this just in your blood.
Yeah, we're kind of like circus folk. We just don't know any better. So, my grandfather started in 1935 in South Carolina, and my dad took over in 1969 in South Carolina, and we moved to Rome in 1974. So we've been in the automobile business a pretty good while, and it's been, again, it's fed and clothed us and taken care of us, and again, we've been a great addition to the community. We're involved in a lot of charitable organizations, and if you're going to take, you got to give. And Rome's been great to us, and hopefully we've been good for Rome.
And I mentioned Cadillac, of course, but what specific automotive brands do you deal in?
So we have Chevrolet, Buick, GMC in one store out on Highway 411, most folks are familiar with, and then we have Toyota right there across the street on Highway 411 as well in Rome, and then we have Buick, GMC, Cadillac in Cartersville.
Okay.
And, of course, we have a lot of used cars, certified pre-owned cars and trucks and whatever else you may be looking for, and some Cadillacs too.
So how does one group get into various models like that? From, I mean, just growing over the years, and what
right. So we started in the Chevrolet business,
right,
and it grew from there. In 1997, we purchased the Olds Cadillac store and added that in and moved out to the location on Highway 411. And then in 1977, though, kind of going back, my father purchased the Toyota dealership in Rome before Toyota was really well known or much of a thought of brand on people's minds. It was the big three back then, right? So
right.
Now Toyota is come along pretty good and very successful, great automobiles, but he bought that, had the foresight and purchased that in 1977, and then I purchased the store in Carsville in 2017.
Okay, so just entrepreneurial growth over time,
right?
Yeah,
and look, you can't grow unless you have a couple of things. You've got a strong customer base and people that are you've taken care of over the years, that continually good retention, coming back and doing business with us over and over again. And then the next thing is you got to have great employees, and we're blessed with both.
Well, you mentioned that yours was kind of family. Jeff, what is your background? Like, how did you end up at the Y? But what were you? What's your background?
So I've been with the YMCA part time since I was very young. Volunteer coach for the rec soccer program. Worked pretty much every department there. Worked on the wellness floor. Worked front desk staff. And part-time, it was a passion of mine to work with the YMCA because I believe in our mission so much. After college, I actually worked for Rome Tool and Die, if you remember Rome Tool and Die, metal stepping facility here in Rome, who have now sold. But I was hired on with them as a salesperson, moved into a marketing position there. And then I worked for them for about 15 years. From there, I worked with a family law firm, which was actually my wife's family. I worked for them, developed their marketing programs, and then actually accepted a position at the YMCA as the director of rec soccer, and then COVID hit and shut down the program, and the job kind of went away. So kind of helped fill in where I could at the YMCA while, we were trying to deal with the COVID pandemic. And that's how I fell into the membership role.
And how does membership work? Somebody wants to be a member. What does it cost? What do they get?
Well, we've got different membership types. We have a family membership that would cost about $75 a month. And that's for you, your spouse, and, any dependent that you have in your household. And then we have different levels all the way down to, you can be a youth member for a certain price. So, and we do offer financial assistance. We don't want money to be the reason you don't join the YMCA. So we're proud to offer financial assistance when there's a need for that.
Now, Thomas mentioned you're going to be an ambassador. How did you get roped into that?
Well, I mean, I've known Thomas for years. He's actually helped us with rec soccer for years and years. He's a big supporter of the YMCA, and they're members themselves, him and his wife. He sent me the email. Actually, you have to be nominated, I believe, to be. So I was nominated by a fellow coworker, and I accepted the challenge. So here we are.
Well, yeah, Thomas. You growing up in Europe, soccer to you was actually football, right?
Yes, Fußball. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell our listeners, please, what is a chamber ambassador?
An ambassador, well, as it says, you are the face and representative of the chamber. So you get to go to our key, flagship events and represent the chamber. For instance, ribbon cuttings. It's a big one. Right now, it's a little slow with the ribbon cuttings, but come spring, summer, fall, with new businesses having anniversaries or a new building. I hope, Andy, we can, come out to your facilities out there and have a ribbon cutting there soon, because that's a key benefit of being a chamber member.
100%.
And, imagine ribbon cutting, lots of people there, and there are lots of chamber ambassadors there representing the chamber. And the benefit for the ambassador is, the networking aspect. You get to be there, you get to be behind the scenes, and you are in the know, and you also create a bond with your fellow ambassadors, which is, we have representatives from all ranges of life and, categories, business categories, organization, nonprofit, profits, you name it. And it's about the networking and the visibility. And you collect with the attendance of those events and helping out with, various other activities that we have at the chamber. You collect points, and at the end of the quarter, we award the Ambassador of the Quarter award. And then at the end of the year,
is that a new car, Thomas? Do you purchase a new car for him?
There we go. Ambassador of the Year.
Sounds like a great idea to me.
That's right. Ambassador of the Year. And you're in the same stage with, the Small Business of the Year, or, with the Industry of the Year. And, that's a well-recognized, award that we give out.
That's slick. Andy tries to slide in there and get the chamber to buy a car as part of the.
No, but what he's saying is absolutely. It's the key to every good business, right? My father told me every day that we're not in the car business, and we're in the people business, and that's what the chamber's about: is creating relationships, creating awareness, and everybody understanding what somebody else does in Rome, and those relationships somehow they get cemented, and it creates a better environment for all of us, business wise, and for Rome, Georgia, personally.
Well, it's funny. I was just going to kind of segue into asking you a question, because what makes a good car salesman? And you answered it a little bit there. It's dealing with people.
It is, and a lot. Some people are big car lovers, and they love to collect cars. They're into all the horsepower and all the look. That's good to know. And if you're selling an automobile, you need to know all the facts about the automobile you're selling because of the technology today. But a good car salesman is somebody that can relate to people and try to help them achieve their goal. And if they do it with a genuine manner and a genuine outcome for the customer, then and the consumer, then and create a relationship and a bond, then that's what's going to make you successful. That's in any business, in any job that you're in. I don't care where it is or what you're doing.
Well, and it's also very funny to me, and I'm sure you have all kinds of data on this, brand loyalty that people have with a particular,
right,
be it GMC or Cadillac or whatever.
Correct.
And I would imagine some of that has to do with the organization like Riverside or your salesperson. So it's more about the brand and the people they deal with that brings them back, right?
100%. You want to walk through the door and recognize a face. You want to know somebody. You want to feel comfortable in that environment. When you take it in for service, you bring it in for service a heck of a lot more than you buy a new car. So the people in service are critical to be able to recognize the customer when they come through, put a name to the face, and be able to put them at ease about what's going to occur, to help them solve the problem with their automobile or just get regular maintenance.
Well, you touched on something a minute ago I wanted to follow up on. You talked about the technology of today's cars, and I keep seeing in the news that supply chain issues and the chips.
Right.
What's the supply chain with you guys? Are cars in a bad place right now, supply chain wise, or are you getting everything you need?
No, we're not getting everything we need. It's difficult. Look, I think Jeff touched on it. The pandemic, kind of slammed us all to a grinding halt, and we had to figure that out. And then all of a sudden, business kind of took off. We learned how to navigate it, but unfortunately, there's just so many chip makers in this world, and there was a great demand for the chips, and yet the plants weren't always running due to the COVID issues. Even, it's like when it rains, it pours. There was a plant that burned during you just couldn't make this stuff up. So it just got worse and worse. And then there was great customer demand. So when you have that and you have it for all of that, chips are in everything.
Yeah.
Chips are in your washing machine. I mean, it's complicated. Thank goodness I don't know how to operate one. But so at the end of the day, the supply just was, the demand outstripped the supply.
Yeah.
And then you had all these other issues thrown in, and then we have logistical issues. You talked about that earlier. Trucks, bringing cars, just getting them to the dealerships is a challenge. Getting rail cars and getting them unloaded, and so there's a lot of things in the supply chain all the way down to where it hits the lot that we're kind of held hostage to a little bit.
Or is that ripple starting to kind of flatten out now?
It's easy. Yes,
okay.
We're starting to see that ease. So we're hopeful that this year we're going to see a little bit more inventory supply available. But I think, if you're in the market for an automobile, it's not where you could drive out and put your hands on that car today, more than likely. What you need to do is do a little more due diligence early, and then decide what you want, and then try to order that car so you can have it when you need it.
Right.
So I would be ahead of the curve, not last minute waiting on it.
We're so spoiled by the technology, and we don't even realize everything that's in the car, but just the stuff we do know about satellite radio or GPS or, what have you. I just remember learning to drive in a 3 on a tree.
Yeah, been there.
my granddaddy's pickup.
We are dating ourselves, but yes, I drove one of those as well. Our kids would just stare at that and wonder what the heck it is. But
what does 3 on a tree mean?
Right? Yeah,
four on the floor.
Exactly.
I have a question. What's the easier challenge? I guess if I can ask that, sitting on inventory or chasing inventory?
Well, I used this analogy with some of my folks the other day. I would rather have 300 people hunting an automobile than 300 cars and one person hunting an automobile. So in this particular environment, it's a good thing for us, but it's also a good thing for the consumer.
Right.
Let's face it, their car is worth more. And because the value is risen, if they're huge rebates and a huge glut of inventory, it causes a decrease in the consumer's product. So the depreciation is greater. So at this stage, you've got a car that you're driving around in now that's worth a tremendous amount more than it ever was. So it kind of balances out. So at the end of the day, it's just a matter of finding and getting that car that the consumer wants.
Okay. Just between you and me here. Okay?
Sure. Nobody's listening, are they?
Assuming no pandemic, that the world is normal.
Right.
What's the best time of year to go in there and get the best deal?
Today.
Right after this.
Or tomorrow, if you can get there by tomorrow, that'd be fine.
There's a time of year where new models are coming out. You got the old models still. You got to get rid of the isn't there a window where you can
we love to sell a car the first, middle, and end of the month.
Okay.
So it's all the time. I'm just going to be happy to see your face.
Well,
can you see the transition already into the e-car world with
so
brands?
EVs? We're preparing for it now. The demand is obviously out there. If we're going to look at Tesla, apparently there's some demand for it. The mainstream manufacturers are gearing up to produce those automobiles. We'll have them out next year. We've got one now in what's called a Bolt. Toyota's coming with a car next year. So and Cadillac's got a new. So the Lyric that's coming out. There's a Hummer EV that's coming out. I'm sure you've seen commercials on Silverado, Sierra. So there will be a tremendous push in the EV world as we keep coming through this decade. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Well, one of the things I want to swing back here to Jeff on, and we talked about the retention of your customers in the car business. At the Y with your membership, what is your membership retention? Is it same families and year after year after year, or are you constantly fighting a fight to keep membership going?
Well, it's traditionally it's the same families, but the pandemic has kind of wreaked havoc on membership at the YMCA. So we did lose a lot of memberships because people were just scared to be in the facility.
Yeah.
And we're always looking for new members.
Right.
So once we get the member, our goal is to have them come back and participate in, everything that we have to offer, which will keep them there.
And let's go down that list. Let's get into some specifics. You talked about the things that you have to offer, and there's gymnasium, but like what else? Classes and things like that.
Sure. So we offer over 70 group fitness classes a week, including our pool schedule. We do youth programming. So we have, soccer program. Traditionally, we have basketball programs. We do swimming lessons. We have the pool, which, we have avid members that particularly join the Y just for the pool and stay there for the pool. Lap swim, group fitness in the pool as well. We've just actually created a new space that used to be the racquetball courts at the YMCA called UAA Room. It's a universal access area, which was part of our universal access project in 2021, where, we needed an accessible area for people to work out on the main floor. So, handicap accessibility was very important to us. We made some improvements on the outside of the building as well. So, we brought a lot of group fitness down to that room. So we have a lot of members that can't go upstairs because we do have, facilities upstairs, and a lot that can't go downstairs. They can't, maneuver the staircases. So this room is going to help us, accommodate a lot more people.
And I know we touched on just before we got taping here on the podcast, some stuff coming up that you want to make sure that you get mentioned as that people can participate in?
Yeah, so right now in February, we have a membership promotion going on. We want to make it easy for folks to come in and give us a try. So we've got a concept called Pay the Day. So the date that you come in is the amount that you would pay for your first month of membership. So if you join today, it'd be $10 for your first month. And so that's resonated with the community. We've had a lot of success. We also have a trial membership. It's a 3-day pass, so you can come in, try us out for 3 consecutive days to see if you like it, see if it's a fit for you.
I have to say, and it's a great place also to meet new people or to connect. I remember still when we moved to Rome in 2013, we didn't really know anybody here. And, we joined the Y, and all of a sudden, we connected with other families that were also new to the community, doing swim lessons for our children and, other gym classes that we took. And all of a sudden we connected, and not just on an adult level, also on a family level. And, it's a great way, especially for so many new families moving to Rome, to connect with the community, because, you have access to great resources there as well. So highly recommend to check them out. Yeah,
and I just hate the fact that you guys got so hit hard by COVID. Some businesses benefited through COVID.
Right.
Some things just took off. Mm-hmm. A lot of people who were staying at home suddenly had stay-at-home projects, and we've had people on the show before whose business took off.
Right.
But you guys got hit hard. So what do you need? What's your biggest challenge in trying to get your membership back up?
Well, I think people just have to be more comfortable with, the community environment and where the pandemic's going. Yeah. Honestly.
It's got to go away.
I mean, is anybody else sick of COVID?
Yes.
I'm very sick of it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got to get rid of that COVID belly,
Man, tell me about it.
Yeah, we can help you there.
Exactly.
And one of the things I like doing on the show here, because it's just another extension of business, is like, Andy, how do you concentrate your marketing efforts? How do you get the word out? Is it billboards, radio, newspaper? Or you're a car dealer, so it's everything. What do you do?
Well, yeah, you're right.
Social media.
Obviously, I mean, it's what a metamorphosis of advertising over the years since I've been in the automobile business. It used to be the newspaper and the radio, and now we've morphed into more of the search engine optimization, search engine marketing through the website, retargeted marketing, geofencing, all those type of things that we're doing. And,
wow, you know your technology.
You said you were not.
I'm way over my. Don't ask me what that means. I'm just using the terminology to impress you.
Okay,
but seriously, we it's digital marketing is the main focus of what we do, and we try to pinpoint the areas of obviously around us that are the most concentrated areas of people who would come back to where we are. And then if we have specific automobiles, maybe we'll mention just those particular automobiles. If it's a Corvette, or if it's a sought after type of SUV, or whatever it may, truck, or whatever it may be, we can pinpoint and advertise those in the digital world. But we've also, it's good to be involved with local high school sports teams. We've done some local radio and high school ads there. That's giving back, putting up a banner that says RiversideAutoGroup.com out at a sporting event. We've done billboards quite regularly. Big believer in that because they're static and they're right there and you can see them. So we'll transition and move around a little bit in our advertising, but digital obviously dominates the world today.
It's a shame we don't have like a television station in town where to be a market big enough that so you could do like crazy car dealer commercials.
That's it. Yeah, I'd get a chicken suit and dance out front into the.
But hey, they've been around.
Bring them in.
They've been around since the 30s, so you're going strong, almost 100 years, and you had to adapt, probably almost every other year with different types of media, everything, new things coming in, and
100%. But there's one thing that Thomas that never will let you down, and that's word of mouth.
Correct.
And so if you're taking care of your customers, it's just like the Y. If the people love the facilities and they want to go there and work out and they're treated well and they feel comfortable there, guess where they're going to go? They're going to go to the Y. And the same thing with us. So we got to take care of folks, do the right thing. You can never go wrong doing the right thing. So that's kind of our method and our mindset. And it's just about people. It's taking care of people, doing the right thing, and hopefully they're going to come back and do business with us over and over again, generationally, just like we've been in the business generationally.
Yeah. Jeff, I guess the YMCA is a different situation when you market. A lot of word of mouth and a lot of tradition, obviously, that, their word of mouth and their tradition. But what do you do to market? Are you guys social media? Or you just count on the fact that, the Village People had a hit song called the YMCA back in the 70s?
That doesn't hurt. It actually doesn't hurt.
And it still shows up at sporting events from time to time.
Exactly. Yeah. We can all do the dance right now.
TikTok. You need TikTok, man.
Yeah, TikTok.
I'm too old for TikTok.
Add video to this podcast. No, but just like Andy said, it's very social media driven currently. We do billboard advertising. Word of mouth is huge for us as well. But we have a very good team that focuses on marketing for us. For example, the membership promotion, it's primarily been social media pushed, website pushed, Google ads, things like that.
And coming on podcasts.
Perfect.
RiversideAutoGroup.com.
Well, that's what you beat me to it. I was going to kind of go around the room here and let's make sure everybody gets any final thoughts they want to articulate. If you got anything special coming up, you want to make sure you mention, but also contact information, website, social media, phone numbers, whatever you want to give out there for folks to be able to do business with you. Jeff, we'll start with you there.
So for us, we do have a website. We would actually really prefer you to come to us, come to the facility so we can give you a tour, give you a 3-day pass. You can try us out. But our website is www.ymcarome.org.
Okay. Andy?
Yep, same thing. We'd love for you to come out and see us on Highway 100, 411 East, or in Cartersville at 125 South Dixie Highway, and see the selection we have. But before you go, the easiest thing to do for you to save yourself a lot of time is to go to RiversideAutoGroup.com. Look at the vehicles that we have. Just about every car we have is on the website. Some are not. So you might want to call in. You might want to come by and talk with us and see and let us try to understand what you're looking for and see if we can't help you accomplish your needs.
I did want to ask one more question here before Thomas takes us home here. Years and years ago, it used to be family name. When did you become Riverside, or has it always been Riverside?
No, it was Welborn Chevrolet.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
And the Toyota folks did not want it to be Welborn Toyota. They wanted a name or some other, and I can't tell you why, but they didn't want it to sound just like another dealership.
Gotcha.
So unfortunately, we went and renamed the Chevrolet place Riverside. So now we're still Riverside. They didn't get what they wanted.
Worked out.
It worked out for us.
Yeah, it worked out great. Thomas, final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Lately we close out with a quote, and I thought, actually pretty fitting here to both of you guys. Very often a change of self is needed more than a change of scene. And I think that's really fitting to the YMCA mission, and of course, to a traditional auto dealer has been within the community for almost 100 years, close to 100 years. So sometimes you just have to reflect on yourself, and if you change on yourself, everything kind of falls into place.
Whose quotation is that?
That's Arthur Christopher Benson.
I don't know who that is. should I know who that is? No. But it was very profound.
Right. Just Google quote of the day.
Okay. I'm too busy playing Wordle every day. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. This has been a fantastic half hour. You've been listening to the Rome Floyd Chamber Small Business Spotlight. We're broadcasting from the Hardy Realty Studios, and we work in cooperation with the Rome News Tribune. I am Roger Manus with Rome Business Radio. Thank you so much for listening.